Hello, this is Lynn with Stitch to New, and welcome to my channel. Today I was doing a lot of cleaning out, and I wasn't planning on videoing at all, but then I thought maybe you guys might like to see what I'm working on and my actual sewing area. See, and behind me, you guys watched me a few weeks ago reorganize this, and everything's where I can reach it, where I can see it. I'm a very visual person, so when I'm working on projects, I like to be able to quickly see where everything's at and match colors and see what I have available. Well, I thought you guys might like to see my actual sewing space. My sewing machine, what's around it, how I kind of go through things before I start my projects. So, first off, let me show you some not so good things, because like I said, I've been cleaning, I've been rearranging, I've been reorganizing, and let me flip you around. So there's Lady Girl in her little perch. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. And on the other side of the room there, you can see that table that is a mess over there. I'm redoing. I brought in an old table that I had downstairs that I like much better. Put it up on bed risers. Still got my ironing table and my cutting table. I've moved one of my shelves over here, moved this shelf over here, come around to the design wall, back to my door, and back around to me. So that's kind of a view of what I see around my sewing room from where I sit at my sewing machine. Let me change how you're set up here, and I'll show you my table, and then we'll look at how I have my sewing machine set up and what's around my sewing machine. So let me get to that. Okay, this is my Krista table. It is an Aero cabinet, and I absolutely love it. It's non-mechanical. I don't have a lift or anything here for my sewing machine, which is what I want. It made it more affordable for me. So, as you see, let me spin you back around. It's that mess of a table I was talking about earlier with all the stuff I'm sorting and how I switch from this larger dark wood table to this smaller light wood table, and I'm eventually going to paint these legs white. But I was cleaning, vacuuming, getting the floor, and I took one of Lady Girl's dog beds and set it up on the table. She immediately jumped in it, and that's where she's decided her new perch for today is going to be. So I might have to rethink how I'm doing that. But for the Christina table, let me pull around this way. Looking at it from where I would sit. So this is the main thing where the sewing machine sits down in it. And then this is a custom insert right here that fits my machine. And they do most major machine brands. You can get an insert for your machine. It's open underneath. On this side, it has a drawer that I pull out, and then it has this insert that I can set in the top and wind up with this extra space here, which is great for when I have like a heavy quilt or something where I need extra room, or I'll often use this to lay things out as I'm working on them. On the back side, these legs swing out, and this opens up, giving me this extra spot, which has become Lady Girl's bed. But it's also good if I'm working on quilting a large quilt on my home machine. I have all this space to hold it up. But there's two legs on either side, and they just swing in and out. And let me go under here a little bit. There's a magnetic catch right there. You can't see it. There's a magnetic catch right there that the legs go up against. There's one on each side, and that's what holds the table up and keeps the legs in place. And then there's also an extra ledge right here. I just put this up earlier today. I slid this closer this way to my shelves here. but it gave me the spot. I used to have this set up in my old spot because I have more room, but again, this leg just swings out to support, and then I have that little extra ledge right there. So let me go around looking at the sewing machine where I normally sew. This is the view from my sewing machine. I have a Juki, let's see, it's an HZL F400. Love, love, love this machine. This is actually the second one I've had. The last one I had for about 15 years before I just wore it out. And when I upgraded, I went and got the exact same machine, only I upgraded this one from a 300 to the 400. It just had a few more feet and came with the walking foot, which I don't have on. With the machine, I also have this tape. I'll see if I can find a link to it. The tape is set up so that the red line is even with my needle, and the black line on either side is a 1/4 inch away. So when I'm doing half square triangles or something like that, I just line it up on whichever line I need and run them through, and I don't have to put the lines on them. I don't really care for this clear glass. It's actually plastic, but it's got a ruler on it. It's like a sticker on the back side here, because all the lint and everything gets down there, and I have to clean it up regularly, which I should do anyway, but it annoys me when I'm doing a bunch of bulk sewing for craft shows especially, and I've got all this fuzz down here, and I've got to hurry up and get my stuff done and can't take the time right then to clean it up. So that's my machine. The features I love best about this machine, I can speed it up or slow it down. It's got the thread cutter and the needle down function, and on the presser foot down here, most Juki machines, or at least the home ones that I have seen, when you are sewing along and you want to cut your thread, you just push your heel back on this back part. Whoop, there you go, on this back part. So if I'm sewing, I just click my heel and it will cut the thread for me without me having to use my hands. Love, love, love that feature. Here to the right of my machine, like I said, I just popped this up today. I've had this little rolling cart over here, which I'll go into a little more detail about that here in a little bit. It works good. I still like it, but I really missed having my space here with everything right at hand's reach instead of having to roll the cart over. So you'll notice I got my little cheeky pin cushion, no pins in him. I've got this hedgehog cushion. I'm a school teacher, and one of my kids gave me this for Christmas. He does have a few pins in him. I'm not a huge pin cushion person. I've never used them much, but I still have them. Okay, I use this a lot with cutting corners on my boxy bags for my craft shows, so that usually lives right here beside me. I have this bobbin ring. For 99% of my sewing, I use just an off-white Aurifil thread. Let's see. This one is, I don't even see, but let me see if I can get you. That's the information there if you're trying to see. There we go. That's number 2000. It's just an off-white cream Aurifil thread, and you'll see I used the large cone. The smaller cones can fit here. I like using the larger cones, especially since I do craft shows and do a lot of bulk sewing. That way, I use this stand. You can get them at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Amazon. I'll see if I can find a link for that as well. It just goes up, hooks here, and then I just bring it through my machine just like you normally would to sew with it. That way I don't have to use so many spools. I usually go through a couple of these a year because they have so much thread on them. When I wind my bobbins, you'll see this is just for my cream colored ones. I like this because they don't fall out. I will wind, I don't know, 20 bobbins, whatever I can fit in here. I I ordered my bobbins in bulk, and I will use this entire ring, and when I'm done, I'll fill them all up. Right, today I was getting ready to fill up some more bobbins because you can see my spool's getting down a little bit. So I thought I'd go ahead and use this up and fill as many bobbins as I can and put my new spool on and get started with that. That way I'm not bulk prepping and run out of thread on my big spool. This little container I just bought from Dollar Tree. I liked it because it had the compartments. You can find it. It's got a little top that will go on it. I never put the top on it. I usually keep the top over here in my red bag bin, rolling cart, and I usually just set stuff on that. This one is the same bin here. Let me move that out of the way. Same bin. This one I've got some navy blue thread I was using recently, my extra sewing machine feet, some safety pins. This is where I keep my different color bobbins, and I keep these extra ones over here in case I get another color I want to use. I don't have, that way I won't have all of the bobbins I have with cream thread on them. I still have some extras for other threads. Alright, coming back over. Like I said, there's Hedgie. This is where I keep my pins. Let me see if I can put my pin in. It's actually the top of a container my mom got me several years ago, but it fits perfect in that little spot right there. And as you heard, some of my pins falling. Oop, in with my clips. So I usually leave this here with pins in it with my bobbin holder. You probably could get something similar to this again. This is the top. I just happened to be sitting here with a thing full of pins and flipped it over one day and it fit perfect there. So I've just always used it there. I've had this probably 15, 20 years, but I have seen very similar products like this at Hobby Lobby recently. So there's my pins, my clips, my bobbins, my cones instead of regular spools, and then I have this little thing, again, just from Dollar Tree. I think it's supposed to be for art pens or whatever, and I have ink pen, my friction pens, my all-important chopstick for pushing corners out. I have some, these are Quilting a Day machine cleaning brushes. Use these a lot for getting into little spots when I clean out my machine. More pens. This is just a regular makeup brush. That was the softest one I could find. And I just got this at a beauty supply store. I was there with my daughter-in-law one time. And I thought, oh, this is the perfect size for cleaning out my machine. So I'll go over that later. I've got a couple different pairs of snips I use. Seam ripper. Gotta have Jack the Ripper over here. This is also my pink one. So always need my seam rippers. That's fabric for some table runners I'm working on for my craft shows. My remote, my drink. So that's what I have to the right of my machine. Now let's roll over here to my red cart and I'll show you how I have that set up. Okay, this is my red rolly cart. Got it from Michael's. I love that it's on wheels so I can roll it wherever I need. In the top, I have those things that I need to get to all the time. As I was showing earlier, I have my extra spools of thread, my extra feet that I use all the time from my machine, safety pins for pulling elastic or whatever through, my extra color bobbins. Gotta have chocolate. This is just my little trash can where I'll throw my threads and things while I'm sewing. Again, very important thing, anytime I have a pin that's dull, bent, or change out my sewing machine needles, I keep this bottle here on the top of this cart, and I will just throw them in here, and when it gets about half full, I'll throw this away and get another one. I just kept the bottle when I had one, and then rinse it out and use it for this. That one back. Then I love needle minders. I have a collection of needle minders. Kept trying to figure out where to put them. I used them with different projects. I did used to do some hand projects. So if you don't know, let me come over here and get a pen. Just regular pen. Needle minders are magnetic, and they will hold your needle. So like if you have a hand sewing, you can just do that. Cross stitchers use them a lot. If you do English paper piecing, you can use them for that. I have an addiction to them. I love them. I collect them when I can. This is what I have so far. I do have some in some project boxes, but okay, so these are magnets that came from the Fat Quarter shop. Again, I think they're Lori Holt. Not 100% sure. They were one of their daily deals, so I got 2 sets of them. Love them. Thought they were so pretty. I keep them hanging here. More of those clothespin clips. This came from IKEA. Usually I keep my little clips that I hold my fabrics on the bolts with in here. This one I just recently emptied because I was trying to see how many I had and if I needed to order some more. So I put them all in the one clip over at the cutting station. And then down in the bottom, I've got, that's my pattern book for all of my craft show patterns that I work out. And then I do have some paper pieces, so that's all my craft show patterns down there in the bottom. So, and that just hangs out here to my right, and I can wheel it in and out as I need it. The other thing that I have very close, let me move that cookie out of the way, that's not very attractive, is I put this cube shelf here. It's actually 2 cube shelves. They're 2 by 3 deep, and I've got 2 of them here. And I've got all my different supplies that I use a lot in these. So I got these I ordered from Amazon. These came from Target in the dollar spot, and they're just little clip-on, see if I can take one off, just little clip-on labels. I have seen them at Walmart too in the back to school section, so you might check that. And they're just dry erase, see, dry erase, so I can label them and change the bins out. And ribbon, has ribbon in it. And then this is my supplies for making my scrunchies. You'll see supplies for making cozies, lace and Velcro. I just have each one labeled with what's in them. And it's real helpful that if I'm working on my scrunchies, I can just come over and pull this whole bin out, take this with me and use it, or just pull it out and put it here on my table and sort through it to work out. So that is my tour of my sewing machine and my little sewing pod. I thought you guys might like to see that. Oh, I'm over here. One, I have this drawer pulled out and this extra leg pulled out. I have extra room here, so I found some extra project boxes, since I keep finding projects as I'm cleaning out my sewing room. These are the empty boxes I haven't used yet, and they just sit really nice there on that ledge, and I haven't filled these yet, so hopefully I'll get some more organization with this, and this will be a spot where I can just pull things out and work on them as I get to them. So thank you guys for coming and touring my sewing room. So thank you guys for coming and touring my little sewing pod, little area. I tried to have everything close enough so that I can get to everything that I need to really quick and easy as I'm sewing, and not have to get up and go looking for things, or where did that go, or what did I do with this. Lady Girl has slept through this entire video in her little dog bed that has wound up on my sewing cabinet. Guys, please give us a like and subscribe. We're this close to getting 100 subscribers. I'm so excited. Please help our small channel grow. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys and what it is you might like to see. Today was just a kind of go through it kind of day and show you guys my everyday and what I see here in my sewing room. So today I got to share with you my sewing area. What did you get to do today? I hope it was something cool.